called Stick It Out. Season 3.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to season 3 of everyone's favorite show here on Rush Fans. That is Stick It Out. And this is definitely, without a doubt, the first time we are recording this episode. It's brand new to all of us. So if there's some technical difficulties or any hiccups along the way, forgive us. We have never ever done this before. Now, if you haven't watched Stick It Out before, this is season 3. What it is we each have chosen 5 songs that either we don't like or maybe we never really gave a shot, don't listen to very often. And for 2 weeks, we're going to listen to it around 20 times and then come back after those 2 weeks, make a new video and say, if our opinions changed, if we like it anymore, if we maybe like it even less for some reason, and see what it's like after we have stuck it out for that long. So we have a great group of folks here to talk about our songs. We have Rob, we have Tal, and we have Paul. So without further ado, Rob, can you tell us your 5 songs and why you chose them?
It's just like it feels like deja vu. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. It's kind of weird.
It's weird tonight. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I have my quintet here. Nobody's Hero, Dog Years, Bravest Face, Superconductor, and Spindrift. And I think those tunes they jumped out at me. I don't really think they're not really attention grabbers for me, but I think I'm willing to give them another pass. And not pass, but stay with them and actually give them another chance is what I was going to say. So,
and 2 songs from Snakes and Arrows.
Yeah, I was surprised from that album that I would have two tracks because I think the album's great. But just for some reason, those tunes rub me the wrong way. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but we'll give them another shot, I guess. I don't know.
3 of those are in my top 20.
Some friction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Tal, how about your 5 and why you chose them?
All right, so my 5 songs, you definitely don't already know what they are, and I definitely didn't already just say them. I definitely didn't already start listening to one of them.
Why would you do that? Why?
Making Memories, The Necromancer, Driven, Vapor Trail, and We Hold On. So I kind of have 2 earlier songs and 3 later songs. Completely skipped over the 80s and early 90s because that period is perfect, no arguing. Making Memories is just I don't really find myself listening to Fly By Night that much. I have nothing against the song. Listened to it a couple times sporadically throughout my time as a Rush fan, but never enough to get into it. I only pretty much remember the opening guitar riff, and that's it. The Necromancer, I've always been turned off by the length. None of the extra long Rush songs are in my top 10 or anything, but this is sort of one that just fell through the cracks. I've listened to it in full maybe 1 or 2 times. That's it. I know Neil has a spoken word intro, but it never really captivated me. And just in general, Crest of Steel, I appreciate it. I don't think it's a bad album. I just still think it's a little bit youthful. I prefer when they start to incorporate the synths in their music and Neil's lyrics begin to get a little bit more mature and poetic rather than sort of sci-fi based. Although there are some lines in Crest of Steel songs that are still very good lyrics, but I don't know, these stories, these suites never really got to me. Driven is a song on an album that I actually really like, Test for Echo, and I seem to have the opposite opinion of most people who say Test for Echo sucks but Driven rocks. I think Test for Echo rocks and Driven kind of sucks. It's very heavy. Drop D isn't my favorite tuning. I don't love the lyrics. I don't love the chord progression. I don't love the lack of synths. It doesn't seem very rushy to me. I feel like it's missing that kind of musical, emotional satisfaction that a lot of Rush songs bring to me. It's just kind of a heavy song. And then Vapor Trail and We Hold On, 2 songs kind of in the later part of their career. Vapor Trail is a song I definitely didn't just listen to an hour ago or anything. But it was pretty good. But before then, if we go back in time, it's a song that I completely forgot how it went, and kind of like Necromancer just sort of fell through the cracks, even though I've listened to every song on Vapor Trails. There are a few that like I have not listened to more than 5 times, and this is one of them. And I figure since it's the almost title track, it would be worth mentioning. And then We Hold On Snakes and Arrows. I actually listened to this song a couple times a few months ago and just thought it had kind of a weird feel, sort of folky with that opening guitar intro, that sort of acoustic guitar intro. A lot of Getty vocal harmonies there. That's kind of cool. I like his singing on it, but kind of like Driven. I just think of it as it's just this heavy loudness war that doesn't have a lot of musical value. Lyrics are pretty solid, but also not that many synths, if any, and I like synths. So all 5 of these songs are pretty much synth free. So I'm sure you see a pattern here, but yeah, those are my songs.
Interesting list. Vapor Trail is an awesome song. You're gonna love it.
When you listen to it for its first try.
For the first
Right,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
And who knows when that will be? It might not be this week. It might be, sometime in the future, because obviously you haven't listened to it in a long time. So, anyways, Paul, how about your 5 and why you chose them?
Thanks, Eric. Just want to say I'm happy to be here. Season 3, the remix. So that being said,
Remastered.
comment section can prepare to blow up. My first one is Cygnus X1 Book 1. I started listening to Rush in show of hands. So my first impression, my first dive into the fan, like listening to things, was based on Getty's voice being tamed or matured, or I'm not sure what word. So just the mezzo soprano vocal over the top, sing as high as I can, make the cat cry and shatter glass wasn't as much my thing. I do like the arrangements. It's not like I hate it or anything like that, but I like the chords used. I like the arrangement, but I haven't really just dove into it. And it's a classic. Well, I never really gave it much of a chance. So it's first one. Second one, actually elicited an interesting response when I mentioned it in an earlier conversation some other day, but Natural Science. Right, yeah, so the words fight me may have come up. To me, it's kind of a bit of a lullaby. There's a bit of a repetitious thing in the beginning, and it wasn't exciting to me like when I first listened to Permanent Waves, Entre Nous, Spirit of Radio. Those songs jumped out at me. Natural Science, not as much, so I didn't really give it a chance. It's so beloved, and I don't dislike it. I just didn't really grab onto it like everybody else did, so I threw it on this list. This next one, comment section can blow up at me and threaten my family and all that stuff, but 2112. Same vocal deal. I tried reading Atlas Shrugged. I'm big into lyrics, and I couldn't get into the source material or the inspirational material, but it just seemed like every concert I was at, Presto was my first show, and every concert from Presto forward, the guy behind me, if he wasn't tripping his balls off, was screaming 2112, and I'm like, they're gonna get to it. Calm down. I'm waiting for Warpaint or Superconductor to come up. So not necessarily the most popular, in the crowd, that thought, but hey, opinions are opinions. So again, didn't give as much of a chance. I like songs I've heard from it. Tears, actually, I love Tears. But just 2112, I'm like, okay, let's go. I know this already. So I'm pretty sure I didn't give it a chance. Dog Years. Music to me is kind of messy. Test for Echo came up. I know it's definitely on your top list there. But I just, for the rest of the album, it didn't feel like it fit. Sort of like Tal mentioned at one point. I can't remember if it was this time or an earlier episode. But it's the song that didn't feel like Test for Echo to me. Lyrics, couldn't really get into them. I loved Alex's guitar on it, but it didn't come together. It felt kind of like a mishmash. So maybe I just need to lighten up as far as the lyrics go. I'll give it a shot. It's probably my least favorite on this list. The other ones, it's kind of like, well, maybe I'll give it a shot. That one's like, I think I've already given it enough of a try, but clearly not. So, and my last one, Xanadu. What can I say? I don't like kimonos. No, the whole Jesus era. No, the lyrics didn't jump out at me. I like the literary influence stuff, but that's almost too specific. I like philosophical more than I like sci-fi, as was mentioned. So it never really grabbed me. Everyone screams, if I see one more internet meme or one more statement online about, oh, the honeydew and the milk of paradise, like, I get it. Okay, yes, that's great. It's an awesome song. It's classic. But because of that, almost in a rebellious way, I never gave it a shot. So anything from most stuff from Permanent Waves forward, I embraced wholeheartedly, but for some reason that earlier stuff just didn't grab me. And Xanadu fell victim to that. So we'll see.
Very interesting list. I think someone said it sometime. I don't recall when, but the live versions I think might be the key for you, Paul.
Definitely give
Live
that a
from
try.
YYZ, great one. And Exit Stage Left, of course.
So
Consider
anyways,
that why torture comes.
for sure. So anyways, in case you haven't picked up on it, this is not the first time we are recording this. This is indeed the second time because I don't know how record buttons work, evidently. So we have had this conversation once before, and it has been since lost or deleted or whatever. So, anyways, my 5 songs. Number 1, we have Alien Shore. It's a song from Counterparts that I really, not that I don't like it, I just don't listen to it. I've never had any kind of strong emotion either way. I just kind of usually skip by it and go to the next one. So this is
You're
one
half
that
gonna shit on your head now.
yeah, I had to like turn this around or something, like do the rest of the episode like this. No, it's a nice hat. I don't know about the song though. Anyways, song number 2 is Far Cry from Snakes and Arrows. And I know it's like the hit single, quote unquote, from Snakes and Arrows, but I mean, for me, it hasn't mattered whether it's the studio version or the live version from Snakes or from Time Machine. I just can't get into it. I find it a little dull. The guitar solo is a little dull.
It's like 4 notes on your good thing.
I just, I don't get it. This is a song I don't get the love for it. Song number 3 is Something for Nothing from side B of 2112. This is a song that I don't like that much. And I'm a guy that really likes side B of 2112. Twilight Zone, great song. Passage to Bangkok, great song. Lessons, really good. Tears, it's a good ballad. I don't care if you don't like it. Tears is a good ballad, but Something for Nothing, it feels like something that almost could have been taken off the debut album if Neil had played on the debut album. It's not that interesting to me. I don't feel like they did anything new there. It's just I'm not a fan of this song. Song number 4 is 7 Cities of Gold. Now, Clockwork Angels is one of my personal favorite albums. I think it's just about flawless. Great clock, great towel.
That's a shirt.
Great shirt. Yeah, I love that album. However, I feel like this song is a little sloppy. I feel like it's meant to be sloppy. I think they kind of wanted to, especially at the beginning, it's kind of messy. It's all over the place and they stay loose throughout. I just don't think it works. And for that reason, I usually skip by it and don't listen to it. So I feel like this is one I need to go back to and kind of, reinvest myself perhaps in the story. And then I'll start to get it a little bit more, but we'll see. And then my final song is Best I Can off of Fly By Night. This is probably my bottom 3 Rush songs. I never listened to it. It is, again, Rush debut 2.0. Lyrics are nothing. It's debut with Neil's drum parts. And
It actually was written before Neil joined the band, so that makes sense why it's
so it is
yeah,
debut
why
with Neil's drum
you
parts.
feel that way.
And I'd take probably 6 or 7 songs off the debut before I take Best I Can. So it's one that I'm definitely gonna have to stick it out with because I don't know if I'm gonna change my opinion on that one. But there's my 5. Without further ado, we're going to let Rob choose, or I guess not choose, but spin the wheel for the first time ever. We're gonna have Rob spin the wheel. Okay, so let's take a look. This is Rob. Yeah, that's Rob. Okay, can you see that?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Virgo out of-
Oh yeah, there's that. Oh,
Oh wow.
Lucky
solve a
you.
puzzle.
Lucky you. You win dog ears. How do you feel? What are you thinking?
I feel okay. I feel like I'm living in these dog years, and I like to solve
I
the
feel a little more
puzzle.
like 7.
Yeah. That by consonant?
Could borrow one of my listens.
Dog years, man. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll give it 20 passes and see what happens.
What do you think the odds are that it'll be your favorite song coming out of it?
I mean, I like the music. I mean, the music's really heavy. I like the heaviness of that song. Just I find the lyrics kind of cheesy, but
Not
maybe
a
'cause
big
I'm
fan
the
of
only
the
cat. I don't know.
not a big fan of the tourist from Galapagos.
Yeah. Yeah, turtles. Yeah, that's good
Or
stuff.
the, for every sad son of a bitch.
I don't know. I feel like I said son of a bitch, I think, when I do this.
All right, Tao, we have your wheel now, and it's red and white because Canada.
All right. The way the big wheel spins. Come on.
I have to say that for Rob. It's the big wheel.
Wow.
That was close.
Lucky me. Let's go with Vapor Trail because it's an awesome song.
Definitely didn't already have that one picked before.
It's weird.
Wait, you've listened to that recently? Why?
I don't know. I just felt like it.
Some
Didn't you
preparation
know we were
beforehand.
recording this? You weren't supposed to listen to these songs ahead of time? Come on.
So sorry.
What are you doing?
As a disqualifier.
Yeah. No kidding. Get him out. Okay, we have Paul now. Big wheel. Spins. Paul gets to choose for Paul.
Hey, you get to choose your own.
Wow.
He does. What are we choosing?
I'm gonna break tradition here, Eric, because you've been getting a little bit of razzing for I don't know what, but
I don't know why either.
since this is season 3 remix, pick one for me.
If you insist, I suppose I'll choose dog ears. I suppose. You
That's
know,
weird,
just
man.
shot in the dark. Close my
Good.
eyes, throw it at a
Out of the
dartboard,
way.
something. So is that 2 people doing dog ears this week?
Yeah.
Those years. Yeah.
Man, next week's gonna be, or 2 weeks from now, it's gonna be a lot of fun. That's way too much test for Echo for one
I was
episode.
about to say that's a lot
Yeah.
of test for Echo. in
I
one
should
episode.
have thought ahead, but oh well. Okay, now we'll do mine. The big wheel. Okay, Paul.
Oh.
Must be my night.
Apparently.
Okay.
Dog years, right? Oh, it's not on
No,
here.
there's a reason it's not on the list, Rob.
Ah.
Okay, I'm gonna get a little selfish with this one. Once the screen share drops, I will say Far Cry, because that is out of your 5, that is the song that I'm most, and I get preference. You heard mine. Far Cry to me is probably it is top 20, and it might even be top 10. So it's one of those, if you listen to especially that opening drive over and over, you're gonna hear that in your sleep. So,
That's what I'm afraid of.
you've seen baby carriages everywhere. No. No, I wish you well. I hope it goes well, because I can't wait to hear what you think of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm anxious about because everybody sings its praises, but I have yet to do so. So we'll see.
How I feel about Xanadu, and I believe at one point in our friendship, I heard you say something about Xanadu being, what was it?
The objectively, not subjectively, objectively best song ever written by anybody ever.
no pressure when I get to
I've
that.
never heard you say that before.
No, I've never said that's an original statement as of 9:52 today. So anyways, there you go. That is take one of Stick It Out season 3, the Prelude. We will be listening to each of our selected songs, hopefully at least 20 times over the next 2 weeks. And we'll be right back here telling you what we think, if our opinions changed at all. So thank you for following along, for watching or listening. Leave a comment if you think we are dumb for our decisions or smart for our decisions, or if you want to play along, leave what songs you are listening to for 20 times throughout the next 2 weeks, and we can see what you're doing. So again, thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe so you can catch up on all the latest Rush fans content. We have a shop. See, some wonderful merchandise. It helps us buy things like Sharpies, which are useful if you watch our previous episodes. Sharpies are very nice. So anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a good one.